being heard. With funding that's gone out, so little of it has trickled down to the small businesses and micro businesses represented here today. So basically, our message is simple. Work us or fund us. We can do it safely, we can reopen safely, but in the absence of that, we need some help. So now I'm gonna bring on Luke Renshin from Luke Renshin Entertainment, and he's gonna get this party started.
Thank you. We got to keep these mics sanitized. Give it up for Kate from Newport Experience, and she's part of the task force and been working really hard. And we are here today to support each one of us here. Come on, let me hear industry partners up here. Come on, make some noise. Everybody make some noise up here. Because these people out here have worked really hard, and the last year they have not been able to work, and in the next few months they're not going to be able to work. It's going to be a dark winter. But what I want to do is I want to bring up someone very special to our cause and small businesses across the state. He's been a voice for us. He's been out there pounding the pavement every day. There's a new Zoom. He's out there doing and advocating for small businesses like ourselves and for the entire small business community. Please make some noise for Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee.
Well, you keep it. Hey, Chris. Well, you're keeping us nice and safe here. And thank you so much for the invitation. I'm a small business owner. And I've rode these roller coasters in the state of Rhode Island for many more years than some of you are here. And I've also woken up in the middle of the night worrying about whether I could make payroll, pay my staff, pay the utility bills, pay the taxes. The anxiety level is really high, and I just want to let you know that I've gone through that, and so I know what the small businesses are going through now. So I want to say just a couple things and then let you get on with your speaking program. The Small Business Coalition that has been put together with Chris Parisi and others is an extraordinary opportunity. So I encourage everybody to go to that site and register their business. From the time we put up the billboards on the major highways that was donated in the spring, to the time that we were contacting the governor to release the COVID funds, the federal funds that were allocated to the state to provide grants to the small businesses that have been negatively impacted by the virus. From the time that we delivered a petition to the governor asking that those funds be allocated to the small businesses in a way where their money goes freely, quickly, and not complicated, to recent ask that we've had in terms of the pause to provide more dollars, more funding. It's time that the governor actually recognized the small business community in a way that hasn't happened. And I think I would say there's three things that we can do. One, I think that we need to re-look at the infection rate and how it's exploding and get a different strategy in terms of how we approach that. I think it's a bottom-up strategy. As a former mayor, going to the municipalities, going to the civic leaders, it's time to do that. And that's not a strategically, you can change as the times require it. And second, there's money that's still available that can help these businesses. The business we're talking about here today, all related into the wedding industry. You know who they are, the DJs, the musicians, the photographers, the people who are selling the cakes, the people who are organizing the weddings. There's money that's available, and I think that we need to make sure that we spend the next few weeks continually encouraging the governor to appropriate more dollars. When she announced the first package of $50 million, when the coalition and the petition asked for $125 million, she mentioned that she had reserved $12.5 million if there's a need. Well, I think there's a need. I think there is a clear need right now to appropriate those dollars. And I think that we did an assessment of the dollars that have been appropriated and how many dollars of different programs have actually been used, you're going to find more dollars that can go to the small businesses. So I would be encouraging us to all be advocating for more dollars to go into the system to help. In particular, today we're talking about the wedding industry. Last night I had 2 musicians on my community conversation, and it was very clear that this industry have been on a pause for 8-9 months. So the businesses that are on a pause for 2 weeks, yeah, we got to get them the money. But we also got to figure out how the businesses that have been on a pause for 8 or 9 months, to get them enough money to make it through, in terms of making sure that their businesses are alive, which are really important. And the last thing, you like that one? I do. Yes. And the last thing that I think that we need to do is understand that this is going to be an ongoing situation. Our small businesses need to survive, for our communities in the state to survive, both on budget-wise and also in terms of providing services to the people who live in our communities. So we know this is going to be a long-term issue. And as much as should be advocating for those short-term dollars that I believe are available, there's going to be more stimulus that's going to come to the state. And that's going to be coming in the first part of the year. And so we should be building a case right now that says, let's set the priorities of how those dollars are going to be spent. Not only should they be going to the cities and towns and schools, but the small businesses should be a priority in the state of Rhode Island. And we'll continue to work with everybody here to make that happen. So I want to just thank you for having me here today. And our office is always open. And any ideas that you have that can help the small businesses. But I'll give another shout out to the coalition and all the people who are involved in that coalition. Those billboards, those petitions, those letters that have gone in, the car rally the other day, that needs to be recognized. And when that's recognized, then the small business will be recognized in the state of Rhode Island. Thank you very much.
Let's give another round of applause for the Lieutenant Governor, as again, he stands for small businesses, and again, we all need to come together. This is not just a short-term thing. We are in this for a long haul, and again, we have a dark winter ahead of us, so we really
I'm Faith Dugan-Dubé, and I own Faith Dugan Photography in Newport, Rhode Island. I'd like to start by thanking Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee for being here today. He's one of the only politicians helping our cause. He's the real deal. He's out pounding the pavement, visiting small businesses of Rhode Island all day, every day. Thank you for personally calling me and giving me the chance to talk about the mess that we are in. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for all that you've done and all that you continue to do. We also want to recognize Commerce for setting up a meeting with us on Monday and giving us a seat at the table about how we will reopen safely next year. I also want to thank Rick Simone from the Federal Hill Commerce Association. Rick doesn't owe us in the wedding business anything, and yet he's been an ally and an advocate. He's been donating his time to help our industry, and Rick has his own battles to fight when it comes to the hospitality business on Federal Hill. Please remember our brothers and sisters in the restaurant business and dine out on Federal Hill. I've been a wedding photographer for 15 years. I've been self-employed my entire adult life. Before COVID, I was living my American dream. But now COVID and a poorly run state government is crushing that dream. Weddings are not just frivolous parties. Weddings are life's biggest moments. Without celebrations, life is just an endless cycle of working, running errands, and paying the bills. COVID has taught us many valuable lessons. It has showed us what's most important in life: gathering, hugging your loved ones, celebrating a marriage, a baby being born, and sitting down to a meal with the people that you love most in this world. At the end of your life, you won't look back wishing for a better cell phone or a nicer car. You'll look back and remember your wedding, how you felt when you walked down the aisle, when you danced with your mom or dad, when you hosted your first Thanksgiving and showed the family your wedding album. You'll remember your bridal shower, your rehearsal dinner, your baby shower. These are the moments that make life worth living. Life is a collection of memories, smiles, and stories. Life is not measured in the memories. Life is measured in all of your special memories and stories. Over my 15 years as a wedding photographer, I've received many emails from my brides saying, "Thank you for taking this photo of my grandpa at our wedding. That was the last photo of him ever taken, and we're so grateful for it." I know that when I'm dead in my grave, that my life's work will continue to live on inside of the wedding albums that I've created. Those albums will be passed on to my couple's children and grandchildren. That's the beautiful thing about wedding photography. Unlike most things, the value of photography only increases in value. I miss working, I really do. When I get in my car at the end of a 14-hour day, my back hurts, my feet hurt. I've had 20 pounds of gear on my body all day, and I'm starving. We work in extreme heat, hurricanes, snowstorms, but we love it. The fulfillment and the joy that I get out of a job well done fills me with pride. Our jobs are truly special. But right now, we can't work. Social gatherings have been labeled as super spreaders. Weddings are being vilified and demonized. We were the first to be shut down, and we will be the last to reopen. By the time that this is over, we will have been out of work for at least a year. There is seemingly no end in sight. Not only are we not working, but we're also issuing refunds. If we don't offer refunds, many of us have been served with lawsuits. Our hearts have been turned towards our valued couples, and we've transferred their dates. We've transferred their contracts into 2021. That means that we lose income on that second date. Dates are our product. Dates are our inventory. I've personally refunded thousands and thousands of dollars only to receive a $2,500 grant from the state. In the winter months, we survive by booking new weddings for the upcoming year. Consumer confidence is at an all-time low. No one wants to place a hefty deposit right now on a wedding that might end up postponed or canceled. We're already seeing 2021 spring-summer dates moving. I personally just received a September cancellation. Our message is work us or fund us. We would much rather work, trust me. We are here today asking for a seat at the table to discuss our safety protocols, how to reopen in 2021. We are asking for a hard restart time so that our couples will feel confident moving forward with their events. We are asking for our federal CARES Act money that we so desperately need. Governor Gina Raimondo said, quote, "Rhode Islanders will thank me for holding on to the money." Governor, I beg to differ. I feel like I'm drowning and you're sailing by in a yacht, holding a life preserver and refusing to throw it. Rhode Island is earning interest on our federal CARES Act money. Well, Governor, we're earning interest too. When we go to the grocery store and have to put it on a credit card, we're also earning interest on the stack of bills that we just simply cannot pay. The government shut down my business and sold me a bank loan. The big banks get richer, and the little guy like me gets poorer. Governor Raimondo is proud to be Rhode Island's first female governor. The bridal business is dominated by female business owners. If you want to be a champion of women, then be our champion by giving us the funding that we so desperately need. We act as unpaid tax collectors, faithfully paying our sales tax on time. It feels like you have one hand around our throats and the other hand in our back pocket. To my knowledge, not one state employee that works in this building behind me has been furloughed. You work for us, not the other way around. It doesn't seem right or just that the small business community is shouldering all of the fallout of a global pandemic. Are we all in this together, or are we? We're asking you to share in our burden. We are on our knees begging for support. I appreciate this opportunity to speak on behalf of my decimated and forgotten industry. May God bless Rhode Island, and may God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for Faith. I mean, these stories, they're compelling, they're from the heart, and there are going to be a lot of these stories coming up. I do want to mention again, our goal here today, obviously during this pause, we are staying socially distanced here. And in some of the cases, some of the stories here today are going to be brought to you by video, and we have a video wall here that's set up. And so next is going to be one of those stories, and this story comes from Karen Tungant from Blackstone Caterers, and they literally just took over the business just over a year ago prior to this, and so they had to come into this. So Karen's going to tell her story on the screen, so please welcome Karen Tungant, Blackstone Caterers. And while we get ready, ladies and gentlemen, come on. We got to hear it for our task force that's out here today that are really working hard for you guys. And, of course, our volunteers. Come on. We need to hear some noise. Let's hear it for everybody out here right now. Come on. You got to make some noise. Oh, that's not loud enough. Come on. Let me hear you make some noise. We are going to make a change. Yes, yes. We are going to make a change. And so, again, all of these people here, and I wish there we go. We wish we could have had a lot more people up here. But again, because of the pause, we tried to limit it. Here we go. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Oh, it's Allie. Yes. All right. Here we go. All right. They're just working that out there. So, one of the things.
Pandemic hit.
Here we go.
Like anyone else in this world, no one had any idea how long this was going to go on for. Hi, my name is Karen Tungant, and I am the owner of Blackstone Caterers. My husband and I were fortunate enough to purchase Blackstone in June of 2019, right before this pandemic hit. Like anyone else in this world, no one had any idea how long this was going to go on for, or the impact that it would have on all of these businesses, and especially the hospitality business, and especially, quite honestly, our business. My husband and I have worked here combined for over 25 years. We're both graduates of Johnson & Wales University. I live in Portsmouth, Rhode Island with my husband and my 2 little kids, and we were so excited to take this next step of owning a company that started in 1945. Blackstone is part of who we are. It's our whole heart and soul, and our employees are like our family. And typically, on an average, we hire 200 people a season, and this year we were only able to hire about 35. We did everything we could to pivot and to, apply for all the loans and the grants, and we did get, some money. But right now we're looking at it 2021, and our couples that have moved already from 2020 or to 2021, and new people that are, looking to have an event in 2021 and 2022, they're nervous. And we need to build some, confidence in the consumer so that we can go on creating events and creating people's dreams come true. I mean, that's why we bought this business, because it makes people smile, and that's why I do this. And it's heartbreaking to see, clients so upset, and so like all they want to do is, get married and move on with their life, or create this nonprofit for a fundraiser to bring money to a certain organization. And Blackstone has done so much for the state of Rhode Island and our community, and I want to keep doing that. And I understand how awful COVID is. I know people, I've lost people, I've known people that have had it. But as far as the hospitality industry, we need a chance to be able to do events and do them safely and be able to keep pushing forward so that we can bring joy back into families' lives. And we're just asking you for a little help, whether it's more financially or giving us some, we've all come together as an industry and we've given you guidelines, and we did events very safely all last season. Nothing, like it was. I did not even a fifth of my business that I would normally do in regular years in 2020. And we're just hoping that 2021, you will help us and you will give us the guidelines and work with us so that we can continue our passion and keep making money for all of the small businesses, our business, and the state of Rhode Island.
Hello, my name is Sarah from Sarah's Roller Photography in Rock Your Booth. I have been in business now for 17 years. I'm an owner of a photography studio that specializes in weddings and events, and also a photo booth company called Rock Your Booth that also specializes in weddings and events. This video is not rehearsed. I'm flying by the cusp. I literally walked in today, which is December 1st, 2020, to my office, checked my email, and I had seven emails from brides who are not moving their date, canceling their date. So between Rock Your Booth and Sarah's Roller Photography, we have lost 7 events in one day. It's pretty heartbreaking considering that these are 2021 dates and my 2022 has already been severely affected by this. When I say this, meaning the pandemic, I am every day trying to reinvent myself, and I am every day trying to find ways and creative ways of bringing in income. This is my full-time job. I've been doing it for 17 years. I do support my family this way. I have 2 little girls, and I have one on the way. And this is pretty scary for me, considering that 7 events is 7 full days of income. And for a wedding and an event photographer and photo booth, one day is basically a good portion of my salary, because what we are selling, the real estate, is days. So again, today on December 1st, 2020, I walked into 7 emails of canceled weddings for next year. The first being in June and the last being on October 2nd of 2021. This is full income that I've lost. The way I survive through the winter is on deposits coming in for 2021 dates, and they're just being ripped away right now. So it's a pretty scary day for me.
All right. Those are 2 compelling stories. The last one was Sarah Zarella from Sarah Zarella Photography. So again, there's going to be a lot of heartwarming stories coming out. I also want to mention that, again, all these people here, all the businesses that are here today have volunteered their services. Nobody's getting paid. In fact, a lot of these people are unemployed and just here to support. So give a round of applause for these people that are here trying to stand up for what we believe in. And again, all these services, everybody here has donated everything. And again,
Hello, my name is Sarah from Sarah's Roller Photography in Rock Your Booth.
So I want to kind of give a little breakdown here. And once again, I want to thank the Lieutenant Governor, Rick Simone, Chris Parisi, and Stefan and his team from Commerce RI. I want to especially send a thank you to the task force who has spent countless hours to help plan and put together and open our industry so we can work, because we do want to work, and we would rather be working. I think all of us would rather be working, wouldn't we? Wouldn't we rather be working? Wouldn't we want to be out there working? But unfortunately, we're not. So we have tried to come up with procedures, and they've been developed so we can open back up for safe events for 2021. In the meantime, since opening has not been an option, we have had to resort to funding for many of our small businesses to survive. The 2-month shutdown turned into 8 months, and by the time things are said and done, we are looking at over a year till we're even open to close to opening back up. And that's a challenge for all of us. I mean, we're here. And our industry has suffered catastrophic losses. I mean, most businesses are down an average of 60 to 90%. Let that sink in. 60 to 90% compared to last year, and staffing is down anywhere from 50 to 75% for a lot of businesses, and some don't even have staffing. They're furloughed or they're just not able to work or unemployed. So we've never expected to see numbers like this, and many of our staff, I mean, they've been like family to us, you know, and to let go the workers that are not working, I mean, just not enough hours to give them. And a lot of them have gone to find alternative work. So we may have even lost some of the people that these hardworking businesses will have to retrain once we get back into things. So again, it's definitely no idea of when we're going to get back to work. So funding for many businesses started with the PPP, or those that were unemployed received that extra $600 a week. Some even received the EIDL, which was an extra $1,000 per employee. This would have seemed to have been enough when we were hoping back to work at May, back in that time frame, or maybe June the latest. I mean, we didn't think the summer would be working. You know, unfortunately, that was not the case. And for us personally, as a company, we did not do our first wedding until July 25th. Let that sink in, July 25th. And some of us, you know, didn't get to work even after that. And, you know, for our industry, I mean, it was definitely a challenge, and we didn't know what was happening. But it was great to be back at a wedding, but it was not the same. No dancing, people wearing masks, lower guest counts, people seated for cocktail hour, no bar set up. I mean, it was quite eye-opening, but one takeaway was the love between the couples was still there, and there's a reason why that we were all there celebrating. And that's what we as an industry love doing, whether it is a wedding or an event. You know, late summer and early fall, things just seemed like a slimmer of hope were there. We were seeing more weddings take place, though they were smaller and all of these restrictions were in place. You know, the dreadful day when the governor mentioned that even with a vaccine, we were going to be months and months away to being able to do events again. That was kind of the tipping point for us and the coalition, saying, this is not acceptable. This is not going to happen. How are we going to survive? So we, as a coalition, decided to work on some plans and procedures to open safely, and even ideas of testing and a COVID safety officer suggested for events, so extra reinforcement. I mean, we felt really great about these plans to help and open up for more capacity, but when this happened, we had this voice, it fell on deaf ears. So for us, things started to take a change for the worse when capacity amounts dropped and the weather started getting colder, where people could not hold events outside as much because, you know, it became questionable. Weather wasn't in our favor, and again, downsizing from 50 to a 25, and the numbers just kept going down for us. So this was when we realized, are we going to need more funding to get through the rest of this year? Yes, we're going to need something because we are not going to survive as a business. And the problem there was really, there wasn't any specific funding for our industry. There was nothing. And for us, you know, it was tough for us. You know, even the Restore RI grant that was out, many of us were not successful in getting that grant. And then they said, okay, well, we've done it again. Let's try resubmitting the application 2 times. Finally, by the 3rd time, things got a little bit more streamlined, and some of us got it. I mean, I've applied 3 times myself, and finally we're approved for $5,000. That's it, $5,000. So that's the benefit that we got. So, you know, many of our industry tried to apply, and it was just challenging, but, you know, this was just not an easy way to fill out. Now, there have been other grants that have been released, like the HART grant and the adaptation grant, and most are waiting for answers to these grants. You know, we did get word of a few of our coalition members, you know, got the grant, but many of the small businesses did not qualify for these grants. What was left for these wedding and event professionals? Things were looking bleak, and the coalition had to step up and be heard. Then things changed again, and the governor announced events and restaurants would have to close by 10:30 on weekends, and we had to have an effect on our industry. But our friends in the restaurants received an instant grant for this change, nothing for the event industry. And then we were told the event capacities would go down to 25 inside and 75 outside. I mean, many couples decided to postpone their weddings once again because of the decrease in size. And then the pause was discussed, and many couples postponed their weddings as they were afraid to have their weddings during the same time frame. This meant that more weddings could be postponed or canceled, and people were just nervous. So the act of the ability to have that consumer confidence was gone. So we needed help. We're drowning in our monthly fixed expenses with very little or no income coming in. So finally, our prayers have started to maybe be answered. We are looking at, you know, $100 million released to small businesses, right? Well, we're even told that the event industry is specifically mentioned in this grant, and we felt some relief. Well, many filed this grant on Friday last week, only to find out it was net receipts, which meant many businesses were getting very little money for the new grant that was supposed to go and save us. We spoke with Rick Simone, and we tried working with Stefan Pryor's team, and so there has been some talk, and finally, as of yesterday, they have changed the grant, and now the grant will now be off of gross receipts. So this has certainly been helpful for a lot of our industry partners to get some relief. We need money, we need funding, we need to get through this, and we're hoping, again, to get through this. We are trying to plan a meeting with Commerce for next week. We're trying to work on confirming it, and we're hoping to roll out a 2021 reopening phase plan for the coalition so we can back things up. So I can say that even though our event industry has suffered, we feel just as bad for the couples and families trying to hold on to hope and to share a moment with their friends and family, only to have postponed their weddings in many as 3 times. We still hold out hope for and saving 2021 for our industry and couples clients. Keep supporting the wedding and event industry and all the small businesses as we need your help more than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I can't tell you enough. I need you to really make some noise for our event industry and all of our event industry out here. Give them a round of applause because they are working hard and they want to make sure they want to go back to work. Do you guys want to go back to work? Let me hear you make some noise. So that's just, again, the direction our industry's gone in. I want to go back to another heartfelt story now, and we are going to go to Christine Ellingwood from Plan to Perfection. She is an event planner, and we are going to get her on the video wall here. So we're going to hear a little bit about her story.
Hi, my name is Christine Ellingwood, and I'm the owner of Plan to Perfection, a wedding and event planning business based in Rhode Island. I've been in the industry for 15 years. 2020, coincidentally, is my 15th year in business. Didn't have quite the celebration I was hoping for. I got into wedding and events after I had worked in the event office when I was in college, and I have a passion for it. I truly enjoy what I do. This year has been topsy-turvy, to say the least. It's been completely heartbreaking to watch my clients have to cancel or postpone their weddings. For me personally, it is a huge economic loss because 2020 was not a profitable year for me. It put me in the negative, and it's just not a place as a business owner you want to be. It's so hard to watch those around me in this industry, as well as myself, not know what the future's going to bring. I feel like we've been forgotten. People want to get married, and with the restrictions put in place, it's not feasible for them at this time to really truly have the wedding that they want to. It doesn't even look like a sliver of what a wedding is supposed to be. This industry works hard. We are an industry that is profitable for the state of Rhode Island, and we are a group of people that work hard for our clients. And for us to not be able to do that this year, I think for most of us, that's the hardest part, is that you just can't do for your clients what you've been able to do in the past, and not being able to tell them what the future holds and how you can make things better for them. It's heartbreaking. We are a bunch of small businesses. We are owned and operated by mostly the people that are at your event. We are not big corporations. We are, I'm myself and another person. We are, at the most, maybe 10 people working an event. For the venues, it's different, and the caterers, but many of us are very small businesses, and the income that we receive directly affects our families and the quality and quantity of life that we have. I have 3 children. This has affected the way things have been in our house this year. Our holidays are going to be significantly different than they have in the past because of COVID and what it has done to the wedding industry. It's just the money's not there, and you can't make it be there at this point in time. It's December. We've lost a whole season, and in order for us not to lose another season and lose businesses and income and, even our clients, people aren't going to want to come here because of the restrictions that are put in place. And people are nervous. 2021 doesn't look good for people because our clients are starting to get nervous because we have no direction for them. We need direction. We need guidance. We need to make this better for the people in our industry. Thank you.
All right, that was Christine Ellingwood from Plan to Perfection. And again, another compelling story to share. Thank you. Yes, feel free to make some noise for these people. Tell them their heartfelt stories. I mean, again, this the pain and suffering a lot of us are going through and struggles. We're just trying to make it through. So I want to bring up someone next here who has been an advocate for small businesses across the state. We were lucky enough to be invited in the rally last week. And I'd like to bring up Chris Parisi. And he is from the Rhode Island Small Business Coalition. So please make some noise.
First off, congratulations to Luke, Erica, and everybody in this wedding and event coalition, because it is not easy to organize, but it is so incredibly important. And give everyone another round of applause for this event held today. It is incredibly important to organize because our voices are not heard. It's important to organize to let them know, the elected officials, that what they have done so far is not enough. The wedding and event industry is a critical industry here to our great state of Rhode Island. And what we're doing right here today shows that we need help and we want our voice to be heard. So with the Rhode Island Small Business Coalition, along with the Lieutenant Governor's office, we have been fighting for small business since the pandemic started. We fought and had a petition, had over 5,000 signatures signed. We dropped off the petition here at the State House and demanded the governor to release that $1.25 billion, just release some of it for our small businesses. After that petition, she released $50 million for the Restore Rhode Island grant, which we all talked about. We continued to fight because that was still not enough. We said, if you are forcing businesses to shut down or be restricted, you must financially support them. They then recently announced the Pause grant program, but even that didn't roll out well either. We had to continue to fight, and everyone's voices, all these small businesses, these sole proprietors, and the employees and staff that make up these businesses, they were loud and said, this does not work, and they listened. And why I bring this up is to show how important it is to be involved in government, to be involved and to organize and to have rallies like this. So again, congratulations to everyone here today. These stories that are being told are absolutely heartbreaking, and I'm so glad that the press is here today to hear these stories and to share them with other Rhode Islanders. I myself am a small business owner, but more proudly, I'm a recently just got married this year. So I was one of your, thank you. I was one of those that you're talking about of getting married in 2020, and it was not easy. But there's a lot of small businesses that are involved in sole proprietors in getting married. And we worked with them. They were the nicest people in the world. They bent over backwards to help us, Megan and I, as the newlywed couples. And we had our wedding, and it was great. And you can have events safely, because weddings, like I believe Faith said before, are more than just, they are memories that last forever. So what is the saying from the coalition? Either what? Put us to work? Can you say it a little bit louder? workers or funders. That's the message out today, and that's why it's so important that we're out today in front of the Veterans Memorial where the governor is speaking. The governor has unilateral control of the health crisis and the economic crisis. Right now, we're failing with the health crisis. We're failing with the economic, and it's about time we say that we get more voices involved in this crisis. We talk to our General Assembly members, our municipality leaders, and our community leaders like the Wedding and Events Coalition here in Rhode Island. So thank you so much. Join the coalition, this coalition, the Rhode Island Small Business Coalition, and continue to fight for what you deserve, because this is so important, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it again for Chris Parisi. Come on, he's been representing the small businesses out there, and we're part of it, but we're part of a bigger picture, so we need to support one another. So we've got 2 videos that we're going to show back to back to give you a little bit more. First one's going to be Ali Lamazzo Beauty, and then following that is going to be Mike Picard Motion Pictures. So let's hear their stories.
My name is Ali Butler, and I'm the owner of Ali Lamazzo Beauty, which is a traveling wedding and special event hair and makeup company comprised of myself and 10 other women. We've been in business for 7.5 years, and this year we were contracted to do 194 weddings. We lost 75% of those weddings either to cancellations due to the pandemic, or we had them rescheduled to next year. My message to the governor today is to work us or fund us, which I know a lot of my fellow vendors feel the same exact way. Our number one priority is to work. We understand that right now, these next couple of months are not the time for that. However, if we're not going to be able to work, then we need to be funded. There are thousands of us in the state who work and rely solely on weddings, with gathering limits being to households or to 5, 10, 15, even 25 people. It's not feasible for us to survive off of those restrictions. So what I'm asking for today are 2 things. For the governor to look at the protocols we have put in place as an industry. I have worked a couple dozen weddings this year, and I have seen how much my fellow vendors care about their brides, their grooms, their couples' families, and their fellow vendors that are also on the wedding. I know for a fact that the protocols that we have put in place as an industry these last couple of months, while we've been meeting every other week through Zoom or in person, are ones that would keep our clients safe, keep our vendors safe, and keep the governor as happy as possible during this time. I think that we should be given the same benefit of the doubt that restaurants have been given. You know, they were given the opportunity to show that they could do this, and they've been able to stay open the entire time from when, you know, the economy reopened until now. They're still open, and we haven't been given that same opportunity, and we've also had maybe half of the funding that restaurants have had. And so that's where my funding part comes in. I just sold my house that I bought 1.5 years ago because it was either sell my house and live with the uncertainty for another few months, 6 months, a year, or have the possibility of losing my business. And losing my business was not an option. So here we are. And honestly, no vendor should be in that position. You should not have to choose your home or your business. Not when it's not our choice not to work. We are being forced to not work, which if that is what is going to keep people safe, fine, but then we need appropriate funding, not $2,400, not $5,000. That's the cost of what 2 weddings would be. And like I said, we were supposed to do 194 weddings. So I am urging the governor to please listen to us, hear our cries. Literally, we are begging you to work with us, and we want to work with you too. None of us want to open up recklessly, but we also need to survive and make a living when there are no other options at our fingertips.
Hi, my name is Mike Picard Motion Pictures, and I'm a wedding filmmaker here in Southern New England. I've been in business now for over 20 years and have built a really good business doing weddings all over the Southern New England area. I'll keep it short and sweet. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. You can see here, this is 2020. Everything's been lined out. The entire year has been a wash. 2021 is looking really good. We're only asking to really get the support with everybody on board to really show that we can do a wedding in the state with standards and guidelines and really have a safe environment. We're praying that we can go ahead and have 2021 happen. My personal business has been down 94%, and we're just hoping that, you know, that's not going to happen again next year. So we're looking for anything that we can do. Thanks.
All right, again, 2 more compelling stories. Come on, let's hear some noise for these stories. Again, these stories are really what's giving us out there. That's right. So, here we go. Workers will fund us. That's my parents right there. They're out here supporting us as well. So everybody out there, yes, thank you, thank you. We need to be heard. We need to be out there. Like we all said, work us or fund us. You know, that's the point here. We want to be working. All of us want to be working. But, you know, unfortunately, many of us are not going to be working for quite some time. So we've got some more stories and some more people we want to introduce. So the next person I want to bring up, Jim Verity from Verity Design.
Hi there, my name is Jim Verity. I am the owner of Verity Design. It's an event design and production company. I have had the good fortune, first of all, a big shout out for all the people that donated their time, their products, their services, all of the effort for this. This is what we do. This is an event. This would not be happening if it were another social event for somewhere or for a client because of the current restrictions. 32 years in my own business, 25 in the event business. I have survived depressions, recessions, storms, market collapses, housing bubbles, all of it. But this is the toughest. A 99.9% loss of income. That's what I am experiencing. I position myself to get into large-scale events. The last event, the last time I was able to work was on Valentine's Day, 2,600 people in the same room at Providence College. That is not going to happen for a long, long time. However, events still can take place, and if we are allowed to use the same guidelines as other businesses, we've proven we can do it. Give us the room, give us the space to do it. If you refuse to, then it's work us or fund us. So, with a 99.9% loss of income, what do? Well, I took what money I had and invested it because I needed to do something, and sunk a ton of money into starting another company manufacturing PPE products. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to tell you that that's what I did because I couldn't just sit still because I knew nothing was going to come in the form of help. Oh, and by the way, the EIDL that I got, I'm grateful for that. The PPP that I got, I'm grateful for that. It was only a fraction of what I need to stay afloat. And by the way, that is a loan. I have to pay that back. So now I've got debt. Although, again, I'm grateful. I don't want to be that person, but I've got debt on the outside of this when I can finally get back to work. I say this, and I'm going to stop, that after so many years and so much time and so much effort and so much networking, that I'm standing here today having to do this with my colleagues because of no fault of our own. We ask a simple thing. If there's any money in that building that belongs out here in the public, then bring it. Bring it. That money was sent to this state for the small businesses. What the hell is it doing up there, sitting in a vault? And this idea of having to be grateful that there was some money left over for this now shutdown, this pause. If we had what we needed when we needed it, we wouldn't be doing this right now. If you're sitting on any money, give it to these people that need it. Give it to the businesses to keep them afloat. I know companies that have been in business 25 years plus, huge event planners and production companies that have shut down, closed their doors, selling furniture out of their office. How does this happen when this money has been available. It may not be able to save everybody, but what good is it doing sitting somewhere else when we can be putting people on the payroll, keeping the doors open, keeping the heat on, and booking business for when we're ready to open up fully? But we can do some stuff now. Let us do it. Release the money. People are desperate. Why my colleagues have to go to a food pantry right now is disgusting when there's money sitting in that building. So I want to close in saying thank you to Luke, to Chris, to all the folks that put their time and effort into this. The production factor. Now the only thing that's going to help from here is that it falls on the ears and goes into the action that it needs to. So it's not just the governor, it's everybody. It's every person in every city town hall, every senator, every representative should be leaning. It's been pretty quiet. If they have a problem, they should be leaning, screaming, pushing the governor into action, and letting us do what we do. Thank you. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you, Jim. Jim points out a lot of points out there that are, again, crucial to our industry. So let's hear it for Jim. Again, we all need to stick together, and we need to get through this. So I'm going to bring up someone else who's been very close to working with us, especially the last few months, and trying to get us to get some funding, trying to get opportunities, and also has been working really hard on Federal Hill. And by me just mentioning Federal Hill, obviously, yes, that's right. It only means one person, Rick Simone. And again, I want to thank Rick Simone because he has been able to help our industry out the last few weeks. Christmas on the Hill, they've been responsible for last weekend and the next 2 weekends. So they employed a lot of businesses just for this short period of time, but it's something, and we appreciate that. So Rick Simone, please, let's give a round of applause to Rick.
Well, obviously, we all wish that we were here under different circumstances. It's been said that I'm the eternal optimist, and I like to preach that. I know that the events industry is strong, not just in Rhode Island and around the country. I know in my heart and my soul that we are going to get through this crisis, but there are things that we can do to get through this crisis more than we have now. Since March, we've lobbied from the Ocean State Coalition, from Federal Hill, from the events industry, for changes to make things happen that are safe. None of us want to put our customers, our guests, our loved ones in harm's way. And we've spent the time to perfect certain methods that have occurred literally since June when indoor dining opened in restaurants. When that happened, we had a model that showed that people could be taken care of safely, there could be distances kept, they could be served, music, decor, sound could all happen whether it was indoors or outdoors. That model exists now, and what our industry needs more than ever is to follow the model that's already out there. Let us take that model, let us start promoting that model, and let us start booking for that model so that we have business coming into the first, second, and third quarters of next year. On top of that, yes, there are a lot more needs financially. This industry is one of the true reasons that Rhode Island is a gem. The events that are executed throughout this state compare to no other in my mind around the country. And I think the professionals and the teams that we have here have the ability to continue that and keep our state a shining star. The governor, her team, the Commerce team, the Department of Taxation, the work that they've done recently is good, it's appreciated, but a lot more can be done, and we have a few short weeks before these funds run out. More importantly, when the funds do run out, we need our representatives in this state to be leaders and get us more funds with the new administration that comes in, with the new budgets that are passed both on the state and the federal level, and help us recover so that we start 2021 in a much better way. Thank you.
Again, another round of applause to Rick Simone, again, who's been advocating for us as well as working hard for Federal Hill. So thank you, Rick. And if you're hearing me, Christmas on the Hill this Sunday and then next Saturday, a shameless plug for him, but they're working really hard.
I like shameless plugs.
He likes shameless plugs. You heard that. So 1 to 5 this Sunday and next Saturday. And they're supporting a lot of our event industry here. So thank you, Rick. All right. One of the next persons has been really working hard on this task force right from the very beginning when everything started happening. And she's been a pivotal person to be a voice for our industry. And I know seeing her not able to work and do events like she used to, because she's, she's worked so hard in what she believes in. And so I want to bring her up here. And so without further ado, please make some noise for Erica Trombetti from Infinite Events.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you all for being here and for your support. I think we can all agree it's been one tough year and still looking like it's going. As a planner, it hasn't been easy trying to plan during this time while managing our clients' emotions, being the middleman with our vendors, and the ever-changing regulations. We hit a big wall once our clients stated they did not want to pay their vendors or adhere to their contractual agreements because they have no clue what to expect in 2021. It tore me up inside knowing that I had to face that vendor when I know that they were hurting too. The position we are in is unacceptable, and it pushes me even more to fight and work with the governor to put an action plan into place, not only for my clients, but for my industry. We have come up with the phased action plan for a successful 2021 season. We have set up our plan into 3 phase sections, adhering to the safety procedures, adding in a safety COVID officer, and looking into testings prior to the event so we can safely host weddings and events so we can all get back to work and put our clients at ease. To start, we asked the governor to treat the wedding and event industry fairly and put us in the same category as restaurants, house of worship, and follow the guidelines of the many states around the country, especially our neighbors that are adhering to the percentage model for wedding and events. Because of what we've already been doing, we have kept weddings safe for our clients and their guests. We have followed the guidelines and restrictions that include mask wearing, seated cocktail hour, no walk-up bar service, and no dancing, just to name a few. Wedding professionals don't want to work. We need to work. If weddings and events can be executed responsibly by certified professionals who prioritize protecting guests and employees, we should be able to operate on the percentage model. While this is not a request to have 100 people at an event right now, given the sensitive moment we are in, this is a request to work with the governor and Commerce on a phased action plan and to put it into place when it's safe to do so. We had numerous meetings with Commerce since June, one as recent as October, and this coming Monday to present our action plan. We ask that Commerce work with us here, get our action plan in front of the governor, and approve for all to follow so we can build that consumer confidence, keeping our 2021 season intact and getting back to work. They owe that to us, and they owe that to our clients. I thank you all for being here. I will give you all of my support as much as I can, and I'm so proud to be part of this industry. Thank you.
Give it up for Erica. Again, Erica has worked really hard. She's been at the very beginning of all of this. So thank you, Erica. And again, hopefully we'll be out there soon doing events. Next, we're going to bring you to our video. We have one of our partners in Newport, Amanda from Queen Anne's Loft. And this was, again, another powerful message. So Amanda, we're going to bring her up on the screen.
Hello, I'm Amanda Roderick from Queen Anne's Loft, a boutique event venue located in downtown Newport. I'm here today because I need your help. The wedding and event industry needs your help. I'm sitting here alone in my event space. The way it has been for the better part of this year due to COVID-19. It was a lifelong dream to become a small business owner and open my event space. It took 4 years, my entire savings account, and so much more. I've watched my dream come to life, only to be shattered this year. What we are asking for today is a call to action. We need funding. to no longer be overlooked as an industry that is suffering, to be allowed to open and operate under safe guidelines. It has been shown that organized events with safety protocol in place poses significantly less risk than unregulated events at a home residence. Since June, we have held 32 events ranging from 5 to 50 guests, all following the safety protocol in place, and these events were able to safely take place with no cases of COVID-19 stemming from them. While we have been able to hold those 32 events, we have had to cancel over 200 events between our space and a sister property that I manage. In a season between March through November, we would typically bring in just under $1 million in events alone. This season, it was less than $20,000. The amount of funding we have received from the state of Rhode Island is nowhere near enough to cover what we have lost from the government shutdown and regulations on events and the industry. We need to stop being ignored by the state as an industry that has been completely decimated. Not only are we hurting as a business, but our staff are suffering as well. In a season, they would normally make close to $50,000. This year, they have been laid off from lack of events due to the shutdown and restrictions. Since March, we have been on the phone or behind our computer speaking with our clients who have no idea where to turn or what to do in regards to their event. I can't tell you how many times they have said they just want to do the right thing and hold a safe and responsible event. They do not want to have to put their life on hold, waiting to get married or reschedule their event 3 or more times. We have reached a pivotal time moving forward where the wedding industry needs to be permitted to open with safety protocols in place. If not, the wedding industry will have another year of cancellations, postponements, and a year without income. That is something our industry truly cannot bear. Please help us today in moving forward with additional funding and allow us to open in a capacity that we can survive. Thank you.
Again, another powerful story, and again, venues that are empty are not being able to host events. I mean, it's such a sad place to be in, but 2021, we will be back, right? Right? We'll be doing events, we'll be back here. Well, I want to bring up someone else. She's also been part of our task force as well for the coalition. She's been working really hard. She does a lot of the design work and some of the documents. I mean, she works hard. She's put a lot of effort into it. I'd like to welcome Megan Peter from Rockstar Limo, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on with some of our organizations, and she's also got one of our people that are endorsing us as well. Megan?
Thanks, Luke. So we are the Rhode Island Coalition of Wedding and Event Professionals, but what does that mean? How did we get started? Where did this even come from? So Allison Barbera is a local hair and makeup artist. She started a Facebook group because she had questions. This started in March. She was wondering, what is our world going to look like? Who is going to fund us? How can we help each other? And from there, we have over 720-something members in a Facebook group, and look where we are now. It is wonderful to be able to work together in a group effort like this, but it's really sad that it's taken this long for us to have to be able to do this and get some kind of answers. So the Rhode Island Coalition of Wedding and Event Professionals has a ton of support from other local associations, and I just want to name a few of them, because look at the impact that we've had so far. The Rhode Island Hospitality Association, the Ocean State Coalition, the Rhode Island Wedding Group. Luke is the president of the Rhode Island Wedding Group. The International Live Events Association. I'm the past president of that association. The Providence Tourism Council. Alex is here from there. We have the Rhode Island Small Business Coalition. Chris Parisi was here speaking. The Federal Hill Commerce Association. Rick Simone was here speaking. And then we also have a letter from the Providence and Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau. And if my mask wasn't on, I'd be able to use my face thing, but here we go. To whom it may concern, on behalf of the Providence Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau, I would like to extend our support to the Rhode Island Coalition of Wedding and Event Professionals in their call for the implementation of safe and measured plan for the return of weddings and other large events. Perhaps no other workers have endured as much economic hardship as those in the hospitality industry. In Rhode Island, tens of thousands of hospitality workers have been either laid off or have had their hours reduced. Within our industry, event and wedding professionals have been among the hardest hit. The cancellation of events have left them without any opportunity to work. Many in this segment of our industry are small businesses or independent contractors and thus feel the economic pain even more. Wedding and event professionals are just that, professionals. They prioritize the health and safety of their staff and their guests. The execution of a successful event requires an extreme attention to detail and an extensive grasp of logistics. Event professionals are ideally suited to plan and run a safe event. They welcome the oversight needed to begin working again and have come committed to working with health officials. At the end of the day, we are all Rhode Islanders and we want to keep our friends, family, and coworkers safe and healthy. The Rhode Island Coalition of Wedding and Event Professionals is asking that they be allowed to do so while being provided the opportunity to work. We support their endeavor. Sincerely, Kristen L. Adamo, President and CEO. So I think we need, yeah. That's it. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Megan. Again, works hard for our task force and always willing to do something. And we've got one more video, and this is actually of a bride. And yes, thank you. We want to hear her story. Some of us up here were personally involved with their wedding, and I think we'll let Megan tell her story.
Hello, my name is Megan Kenny. I'm not only a 2020 COVID bride, but I'm also a member of the wedding and event industry here in Rhode Island. With that being said, I know how important it is to my colleagues and myself to ensure that our clients have the most amazing experience no matter the circumstances. It was because of the passion and professionalism that my husband Andrew and I were committed to move forward with our wedding in October of 2020. Having worked with the dedicated and talented dream team of vendors that we were able to reserve, we had no doubt that our safety of our guests and the event staff would be a high priority. Though they said that weddings would look different in 2020, our wedding was filled with love and joy and incredible happiness, and to us was the wedding we didn't even know we wanted. Now, thanks to our photographer, Sarah Zarella, and the amazing videographers at Artistic Wedding Films, we're able to share the memories with our family and friends that were unable to attend because of COVID and the restrictions. As we relive the memories, we highlight the beautiful venue of Ford Adams, the incredible floral design of Stone Blossom, the delicious flute of Blackstone Catering, and the perfect soundtrack created by Luke Grunchen. Andrew and I share our incredible experience with everyone to support the wedding and event industry here in Rhode Island and all over that is so special to us. We encourage you to continue to celebrate and share the love.
All right. So thank you. That was one of our couples who were able to do a 2020 wedding, but not many of them were able to do. So before we're going to be here till 3. I know the governor's about to do her press conference in a few moments. We're hoping that maybe after a press conference, because there was no presence here beforehand, maybe she'll come by and stop by. And I know a lot of the press is inside. It's going to let her know that we're here if she doesn't know we're already here. I do want to take a moment to thank some people here that without these people, it wouldn't be possible. I want to thank Mike and his team from Artistic Wedding Films, and today he's with Montage Media. They're working on streaming everything here. He's partnered up with Mike Picard, who's got the drone flying around, so thank you, Mike. Thank you. Another one of our event industry professionals. And I want to also thank ATR Treehouse, who's been helping with all the playback and the videos. So thank you to ATR Treehouse. JDI Productions for the big video wall here, so we're able to show all these videos to you guys. Ormond Productions, who's got the power. He's got all the power to keep us going here. So thank you, Tony, for that. And again, I just want to thank everybody. And I want to thank the task force out there. So if you can give a round of applause, give it up for Megan. Give it up for Kenny, Erica, Faith, Mike, and Kate. So I want to thank all of them out there, because without them, I mean, it would be very difficult to do this. And we're going to continue to go strong. This is our first rally. I think we're going to do another one, right? We're going to make sure that we open up. So we need everyone. We're going to get everyone chanting with us. Ready? I need everybody as loud as you can. Save our industry. Is everybody ready? Here we go. Save our industry. Save our industry. Save our industry. Come on, louder. Let me hear you. Save our industry. Save our industry. Save our industry. Save our industry. That's right. 2021, we are going to open up, and we are going to open up. We're doing it safely, and so thank you, everybody. We've got some, we're going to go into some music. We're going to be here till 3 o'clock, and we hope the governor comes out and gives us a chance to chat with her. And thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to our state police and keeping us all safe out here. And thank you, everybody. Give a round of applause to all the people up here, all these small businesses, all these business professionals that have come up and donated their time. Many of them are not working and probably won't be working for the next few months. So we're going to try to make that happen. We're going to work out a plan with Commerce and try to work a plan with the governor. And we're going to make this happen. So thank you so much. Thank you for our volunteers. We are going to be here till 3. Once again, let's hear for the wedding industry and the event industry up here. One more time. There we go. Woohoo! That's right. Get those horns hopping. Come on, make some noise. All right. Leela Ryan Events has snacks, but we need to do this socially and safely. So we'll slowly come by, and if you want to grab something, again, please, thank you again. Yeah, we need her out here.
Return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up. First shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy it. Bad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music. I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down.
Well, as you can see, there's a lot of people with supports for different things out there. So we're out here. We've got other industries out here and other people supporting things. So
trust me, on my INDEPENDENT hustling, chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track busting. Halfway across that city with the back question. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Now, can I kick it? Thank you, yeah. I'm so grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me. Go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on Shark Week. Raw, time to go off, gone. Deuces goodbye. I got a world to see. And my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer now. I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people now. Sing this song and it goes like, raise those hands, this is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my